Welcome to my channel and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I would also like to welcome Spirit into this reading and say thank you for the messages we are about to receive. This is a general reading. So the first card is Artemis over here, and this is about trying to make a decision, but you need to be taking your time when you make that decision. Don't be rash. Don't rush into things. Consider all the facts very, very carefully before you actually do anything. So just, take it easy, take it slow, and be very, very, deliberate when you make this particular decision. Now you've got the Rebel card over here, so it seems like you want to do something that people are not agreeing with. It's almost out with the old, in with the new. You're looking at things from a very different perspective, following your intuition over there. You've got that eye over there, and you've got a good idea, but it's something very, very different. Maybe you even meeting very, very different people, forming friendships with very, very different people, and maybe this is the thing that is being that rebel is causing a little bit of a stir up there. You may have to give in a little bit, so you've got concession over here. So maybe whatever you want to do and people don't agree with, you might have to just compromise a little bit over there. You've got this concession card over here. So just, not rushing in to things, seeing things from a balanced point of view. So like the Artemis card says, make that decision, but don't be rash. Don't, maybe not stirring up or shaking the boat too much there. Make that decision, but also be aware that other people have feelings, so try not to do things that stirs up too much of a commotion, but whatever it is you want to do, I always say go for it, but don't be too rash. Think about all the consequences before you act. So in the past, you've got the visitor over there. So it looks like you have run into somebody from the past, maybe even gotten some kind of message from somebody in the past. So, there's that visitor in the sense that somebody's been, an old relationship has resurfaced there. You've got the disseminating card and taking responsibility. So it looks like, you are looking at your life and deciding, you are taking responsibility for your actions over there, or you need to take responsibility for any of your actions. It's like don't pass the buck. Make sure that, everything you've done, you can account for. This is very, very important. So this is about, not passing buck onto somebody else, but taking responsibility for any kind of act, and not blaming people for things. So that's very, very important, and that is some kind of phase that you're going through. You're finding, seeing your role within whatever that situation was that developed. Now going into the future, there's the impulse card. This is about making a fresh start, starting something and putting a lot of energy into it. So this is about acting out of instinct, following your gut instincts and going for it, really. So getting that power back in your hand, but also using it to start a brand new cycle in your life. And you're heading towards stability over there. So something coming in as far as relationships go, that, you've got leaves. This is about things blossoming or things growing in your life, and you're reaching a phase where you're more stable. So, you're finding your feet all over again, trying to do something different, but finding your stability back again. Having to, acting on your own will, but acting for yourself there with that impulse card. Getting your power back and using it productively to get stability back in your life. So those are the energies for those 2 weeks. So I'm just going to be using the Symbolon deck for the main read. This is a non-traditional tarot deck. So we'll be doing the main read with that. Okay, so the bottom of the deck, you've got this dealing with the mundane issues in life. So it looks like you and the person that you were involved in, had really, the spark was gone from that relationship. you're getting on with things. The relationship had taken that turn for being very boring, or there was nothing going on in it. You were getting on with your life and your work. That person was getting on with their life and their work. You all didn't seem to have much in common anymore, and you were just getting on for the sake of getting on. So it seems like and there was a lot of arguments and fighting going on over there. You can see you all had your own views. You're pretty stubborn, the both of you, and you were not willing to give in to each other. So stalemate situation reached. There's also a breakdown of communication there with that sword and that rift going on over there. So maybe a lot of conflict coming through, a lot of verbal arguments. This could be a divorce because you've got that sword over there, and it looks like that separation came through because both of you were not really interested in what the other person was doing. So you all got on and you were doing things for yourself and following your own path. You all seem to have different visions about life. You can see both looking in different directions, as different as night and day. So that's what happened. So even though you were still attached to each other, still married, you were looking at things or growing in very, very different viewpoints, and it looks like you wanted to follow very different paths. So you have been focusing a lot on your money. You've been worried about money. You've been trying to put aside money and saving. So maybe doing work and keeping yourself isolated in a sense, but also being very, very, very concerned about finances as well. This has been something that's been on your mind quite a bit. So that's what's going on with you right now. Now, initially, you started this relationship and you're very, very impressed with each other. It seems you're very, very obsessed with each other. The world seemed to revolve around the two of you there with this card. It's showing, this woman has only got eyes for this man, and this man only has eyes for this woman. So it seems like that's how you started this relationship on. But it seems like there was that breakdown of communication. You've got this angel standing between the couple here, and she's got her finger on her mouth there. So it seems like the communication between the two of you broke down, and this has been the ultimate cause of the relationship breaking down. You all stopped communicating with each other, and you can see both these people's eyes are closed, so not seeing the truth about what was happening, and maybe keeping things from each other as well within that relationship. And this has led to the ultimate demise of that relationship. Now, you felt very, very unsupported as well. Maybe this person was not around you and there was no communication that was going on between you and this person. You've got this woman sitting alone on the sofa over here with Hermes trying to, console her. So maybe you did a lot of traveling and that's why the communication broke down, or maybe the other person traveled quite a bit and this left you feeling isolated, alone, unsupported, with nobody to talk to really. And it looks like it ended up in a divorce, or will end up in a divorce. It looks like a judgment being passed over here with this particular card. So there's some kind of legal ending to this particular situation. And you're grieving over whatever's happened. So this is about crying over the loss. You can see this used to be a building and now there's just ruins in the back over there. And that's how you feel. You feel like everything is stuck. Everything's at a bit of a standstill. You're very, very, very upset about what is happening. And you feel like everything has, everything is in ruins, really. And, this situation has left you feeling very trapped. Now, you want to make a brand new start. You've got that fool behind the burglar guards there. So it looks like, you're feeling still trapped. Maybe you're waiting for this legal decision to come through and everything to get sorted out before you can move on and make a decision. So you are still feeling very trapped within whatever's going on at the moment. It seems like you can't make a move, and you want to make a move. You want to take a risk. You want to leave the situation completely behind and move on. And this is in your hopes and fears. You want to make a fresh start, a clean break from this particular situation. So going into the future and the final outcome over here, you've got this the card about people looking at your relationship. You feeling there's a lot of gossip going on about what had happened within this particular relationship, and you feel like they're victimizing you. So you also feel as though everybody's turned against you and people are talking about you behind your back with this card of gossip. Now you're going to be making a brand new start over there. This is the Fool, taking leaving everything else behind and taking the chance and moving on. So, it looks like you're packing up and moving on from this particular relationship. It looks like you're going to be finding your path in life, and you are moving on from this. So you will make a brand new start after everything gets sorted out. And with this card over here, truth being revealed. So whatever things have been hidden within that relationship are now finally coming to light. And this is the thing that's going to be setting you free. So the truth will set you free over there, and it will make you, you will start a brand new cycle or brand new start, making that fresh start and going off by yourself, really. So I'm just going to draw some cards from the Archangel Power Tarot, and this is for the Oracle read. So you've come through a very difficult relationship. It looks like you grew apart from this particular person, and you've now separated because it doesn't seem like the spark was there in that relationship anymore, and you're now moving on, and you're going to go and start something afresh. You've got the Peace card over here, so release the past. There's more enriching future coming, and let go and let God. So this is the Death card, really, and it's about letting go of that past and moving on to something else. And I like the way it says let go and let God. So you're going to have to just put your trust and faith in the divine and move forward. This is changing your perspective. There's a better way. So pause for reflection and insight, and dare to be different. So you're going to have to take a risk, take a chance, do something different, and see the situation for the positives rather than the negatives, and get out of that energy of grieving as well. This is the Hangman card. So maybe things don't seem like they're moving, but once you get that epiphany, you get that enlightenment, you get that new idea of that, and you see the truth in the situation, things will start moving. And then finally, the Five of Gabriel says a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. So don't get into unnecessary arguments and fighting. Choose your battles wisely. Be strategic. You can see she's playing chess here. Be strategic in how you do things. Think of the consequences of any words spoken, because once you say something nasty, it's out there in the ether and you can't take it back. So, make sure you pick your battles wisely and don't get yourself drawn into fights unnecessarily. If there is drama that appears, walk away from it. This is the best way to do things, and move on. Be determined and move on for yourself. But you don't have to get involved in any arguments and fights or drama, because that just drains your energy, and it's not good for your health. Getting involved in petty fights and losing energy has an ultimate effect on the health. So just be careful of that. So make sure that you pick your battles wisely. And if you have any problems or challenges, you will be able to sort through it, but you can do it in a very diplomatic way, and in a very peaceful way. So you are moving on, and you are going to make a fresh start, and a lot of truth will be coming to light for you as well. You will see things very clearly soon, and you will get closure in this particular situation. So I hope that this reading has resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave me some comments if it has. And thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Goodbye.